Starting off at number 5, it is 50v50. Now, before you click away and say this list is absolute garbage or dislike the video and unsubscribe, here's the only reason why 50v50 is on this list. It gets boring after being out for 6 months in a row, Epic. And after you play over 500 freaking games, it then gets boring. But that's the only reason why it's on this list. I love 50v50 a lot. It gets really competitive. It's very lopsided though. Like, you are either on the good side where the score is like 30 on your team to 5 on the other, or on the complete opposite side, which is 5 on your team and 30 on the other. It's really fun when you're on the winning team. It allows noobs to experience their first ever victory royale, but just the way that Epic just keeps doing it, like, it's always on there. That's why it's number 5. Coming up at number 4, worst, we have the infamous Close Encounters mode. Now, if you're only playing Fortnite for like 2-3 months, you're thinking in your head, what is Close Encounters? Well, it's only shotguns and jetpacks. It's promoting jetpacks. It was promoting the new heavy shotgun that came out just during that time. It was lots of fun, actually, in my opinion. But the only reason why it's up here at number 4, lots and lots of sky bases kind of ruined the fun for everybody, even me. Not only that, Epic got rid of it after like 4.5 hours because of the sky bases. And that is the reason why Close Encounters is at number 4. Coming up at number 3, worst, we have Sneaky Silencers. Now, Sneaky Silencers, it only came up in Season 2 of Fortnite. It was only out once. It was promoting the new suppressed pistol during that time. As you can see how old it is, it has the Christmas lights on it from the Christmas update, which is when it came out. And I never really played it, even though it was promoted. Lots of people said they liked it. But it was only suppressed SMGs and suppressed pistols, plus the usual, like, grenades, traps, and that. Like, you want more out of it. They're so boring just having only that small variety of weapons. And that is why Sneaky Silencers is at number 3 on the list. Coming up at number 2, worst, we have a tie between Teams of 20 and Final Fight or 12 Teams of 8. Why, Epic? Why do you always give us pretty much the same crap? First, you gave us 50v50 in Season 2. Comes out about 2 months later, thanks to popular demand, and it's been out there ever since. But now you give us Teams of 20, which is pretty much the same thing, just, 5 teams of 20. It's boring. 12 teams of 8, it's a little different because both teams, every single team could end up winning. Why? I get it. Like, for noobs, it's good because you can have the best odds of experiencing your first victory royale, but it's just boring. I don't like it. That's why it is number 2 on the list. And now, the number 1 worst limited time mode in Fortnite is Shooting Test. Nobody knows what it was. I don't even think people like Ninja remember it. It was the worst game mode I have ever seen in Fortnite. It's literally just a regular game, except just minor adjustments to accuracy, the damage multiplier, and fall damage. Why, Epic? Like, it was early, you want to experiment, but you didn't mean to make it an entire limited time mode. Make it an update. Like, make it part of a content update or something, or like a small update just to adjust it. If it doesn't work out, make another update so it comes back. It didn't need to be promoted as a limited time mode, even though it came into the game anyway. This is why Shooting Test was the worst game mode in Fortnite history. Alright, starting off at the number 5 best, we have Steady Storm. Now, the reason why I love Steady Storm so much, even though it was at number 5, it really kept you on your toes for the entire game. You did not know where you had to go until the very last few minutes of the game. It's a very short game mode. I think it was only 15 minutes long max, rather than the usual 20 of a regular game. And the storm, it just keeps moving. You do not know where you need to go. You could be all the way in Junk Junction. You could stay there the entire game because the storm could end up shifting. And there's no circle, so it really keeps you on the edge. It's lots of fun, and that's why it's at number 5 on the list. Alright, the number 4 best Fortnite limited time mode, we have Solid Gold. Now, at first, back in February, when I saw Solid Gold, I was like, man, this one's gonna suck. Like, it's just gonna be scars and RPGs. You're never gonna win. But no, the more I kept playing this mode, the more I fell in love with it, actually. It's a really, really fun mode. Even though at the beginning it's only like, suppressed pistols or deagles or even a minigun, it kind of balances out throughout the game. Like, you'll have better odds finding a SCAR or like a double barrel shotty. You rarely find P90s, which is great because SMGs are so overpowered right now. And you'll rarely find explosives because they mostly appear in supply drops. I think they only appear in supply drops. It's actually really fun. It's nicely balanced. And overall, it's a fun way to try to get a win. And that's why it's at number 4. Alright, the number 3 best Fortnite limited time mode is Sniper Shootout. Now, Sniper Shootout, Epic kind of screwed it up at first. They threw in the revolver, which isn't a sniper. Then later on, they threw in the scoped ARs, which also is not a sniper. But then they finally got it right with the latest version of Sniper Shootout, Snipers Only. It's the semi-auto, the bolty, the new heavy, and the hunting rifle. It's so much fun when it's just snipers. The semi-auto, it's the perfect weapon. It's the only time you're going to use it unless you're desperately in need of a sniper, because it's the only spam weapon up close. And it's kind of easy to get kills up close with a semi-auto. But up close, if you have like a bolty or a heavy, you have less chance of hitting your target. Although it's still very, very fun, though, I gotta admit. It's... Other than 50v50, it's probably the most well-liked game mode, which is why this mode is at number 3 on the list. Now, the number 2 best Fortnite limited time mode is Blitz. Now, Blitz is so much fun. It really keeps you on the edge of your seats at the end, just because you literally have 30 seconds to decide whether to like stay in camp or get into the next circle. You never know what's gonna happen, even though you have 30 seconds to react at the end for pretty much everything. It's such a quick mode. It keeps you on your toes the entire game from start to finish. They have boosted mats. I think they boosted the weapons as well, and they boosted the ammo. It's overall such a fun game mode. And this is why Blitz is at number 2 on the list. And now, the number 1 best Fortnite limited time mode is High Explosives. Now, High Explosives is the first ever game mode I was introduced to in Fortnite. It's only explosives. It has the guided missile, nade launcher, anything that just blows stuff up. It's also the only game where you can actually rest in the open and without any really fear of getting sniped. You can't get sniped unless a wild rocket or a guided missile comes in, but you'll be able to react in time. It really keeps you on the edge, and I could just imagine how fun it is when the final battle is just all RPGs just go flying your way. It's so much fun, and this is why High Explosives is the number 1 spot on the list.